Alright, what's up guys? It's King Rock here for Round 1 ISL recaps. Joining me, as he does every week, is Johnny.
Let's go! Another week!
And as he does for most weeks, it's Shaded!
I'm back, I skipped one, but I'm back.
Alright, now I'm going to play some B-roll footage for us here now. We're not going to be talking about these games. We have 8 wonderful games for you today, but I'm going to show you some games from the other league that both Shaded and I are admins of, the Draft Team Tour, DTT. We are starting our signups for the 7th season here soon. We are waiting to get a couple more captain pairs. So a lot of you might not be familiar with DTT, so I just wanted to give a bit rundown of what it's all about to try and get as many of you guys to sign up as possible. So how it works is you're going to sign up, and you're going to be in an auction pool, and there's going to be a number of captains. Each captain pair is going to have 2 coaches, including, I believe, all of the Azure playoff coaches are signed up to be captains of DTT this season. And so they are going to draft...
me and Kingra.
Yes, Johnny and I are a team, the Fluttermane Pirates.
More information soon.
Yes. So we are going to then draft the player pool auction style to form teams of players. And then your team as a collective will draft 2 teams for each of the 5 formats. The 5 formats this season are Gen 9 Ubers, Gen 9 Middle Tier, Gen 8 Natdex, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and ADV. And then each week, your coaches are going to send out one person for each format to play someone on the team you're against that week, and it's sort of a best of 5 series each week, culminating in the playoffs, where you're going to rematch some of the teams you played in the regular season to eventually crown a champion. If you don't know much about any of the 5 formats, that is completely fine. There's been so many players that have just joined and played a format that they had no idea what was going on and have done fantastic. Just talk to A. Healy specifically. He seems to be an expert at this.
He's very good.
He went 6-1 in DPP despite having never played it before one season. But yeah, the formats vary by season. I named the 5 that we're going to do this season already. I'm going to include a link to that server in the description. I'm also going to include a link to the owner of DTT's YouTube channel, Lambo. He did coverage for DTT this season that is very similar to the coverage me and Johnny have been doing this season. I wonder where I got the idea from.
Wow. I didn't know that. You're telling me now for the first time.
Okay. Sorry, we were lagging a little bit there getting the next game up. But yeah, it's just something, if you think you are not good enough to play, trust me, you are.
Oh, you definitely are.
Yeah. You won't be asked to play...
some magical games.
You won't be asked to play every week. It's not as big of a time commitment unless you are a captain. If you want to be a captain, feel free to talk to me. And if you want to play for my team as well, feel free to talk to me. I may be even reaching out to some of you once signups launch to get a move on. If I do that, there's a secret between you and me.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, this is just something I want a lot of you guys. I know we have a lot of new faces in ISL this season, many of whom don't know much about DTT, if anything at all, and I want to get as many of you guys in there as possible. So just feel free to join the server, hang out with us. Sign-ups for players will launch really soon. And yeah, that's enough of that. We will finish this game, and then we will go on to our feature presentation. Tua turned the ball over is me. This was.
I loved the steel roller here for the Degrassi train.
Yeah, this was our last week of the season. The Fluttermane Pirates were 4-0. We had already clinched playoffs, and I had promised my LC MVP Reg that I would take over the LC team for the last week of the season. And so the Fluttermane Pirates are the defending champions. We went 5-0 in the regular season and won the final. So, if you want to play for me, you can learn under the captains. So you have the opportunity to learn under a lot of really great players. And, that's one of the big things about DTT is it's a real learning experience.
I think during my kind of draft infancy, working with DTT and just kind of making it what it is, it did actually help a lot. It's so useful, even when you start getting a bit more confident, just to hear how other people build, how other people approach the game. Because there is no one right way of playing Pokemon. It's just really helpful. Especially my seasons with players who, at first sight may seem unorthodox, have been really helpful in just understanding, okay, that's where they go with their building, how can I use that for mine, and so forth. Good Explosion there by Don Platinum brings the guy back up.
Love the explosion to end it.
Oh, it's my 98 Contour that's been dead for a year.
Well, it wasn't dead there.
We're going to be closing the tabs as we go along, because my computer is going through it right now. So, alright, now into the playoff games. Our first game is Johnny versus Rilix for the right to battle Tago in the semifinals.
Let's
start
go.
right off.
I wonder how this one turned out.
Spidops versus Chestnut. Now, unfortunately, this week Rilix has Taunt. He is prepared. Johnny caught Rilix in the regular season with Spidops, with Sticky Web winning the game for Johnny. This time Rilix is a bit more prepared. This time Johnny is a bit more prepared and actually terraing his Braviary against the Roaring Moon.
I must ask about the Spidops. Were you max speed here, or?
No, I was max HP, max attack with first
No.
impression.
I know it's a little unintuitive on a mon, with a modest speed stat as himself, but might have helped here.
Yeah, it could have,
yeah,
but
so-
I know Rilix was running speed on some of his mons from his paste, so...
So that is the play I was talking about, Johnny. If you Iron-Headed there, his only steel resist was Thundy. So
Yeah.
I feel like if you
There's
had
probably
Iron-Headed
steel
there, that
resist
would have been a
in
pretty big momentum swing.
Yeah.
And then he
do with
reveals Weather Ball. That does so much damage.
Yeah, the Weather Ball was awesome. Well, it wouldn't have done as much if I was a Fizz-Def Clodsire.
No,
Here.
sometimes you just have to make that 50-50 of BizDev takes on most things better, because you don't just randomly get hit by physical coverage on mixed mons. But, it does mean you take a little more from a special move.
And unfortunately, you do get parried or poisoned on the first one, which is kind of brutal.
But you kind of lull Rilix into this. I need to click Sludge Wave. Get to cleave off, Focus Blast. Both of you have berries.
Yep.
Was a funny thing to see live.
Now you get the other Katao off.
Still a Dark Resist on the board. Still a Steel Resist, but Gambit looks good. Ashifu is also similarly extremely good at this point, but it's threatened hard by Thunderous.
Yeah, I feel like here, I definitely should have just tried to take damage on Thunderous with Urshifu, and try to do stuff with King Gambit, but I feel like at this point the game was already lost, so...
If you had Jet... oh, wait, you're Scarf, right?
Yeah, it was Scarf.
Yeah, I think there is a world where King Gambit can win this. It might have relied on a Iron Head Flint.
Yeah, it would have it would have had to have been faster than Chestnut, and you would have needed the Iron Head flinch it.
I'm pretty sure I was faster than Chestnut. I was afraid, that's why I think I was +2 into the Chestnut, and I was afraid he would be running more speed into me to outspeed King Gambit, but then I looked at his pace, and he only ran 56 speed EVs.
Yeah, that was one, especially with the Chapel, you might have wanted that was a battle you might have wanted to fight.
Although it was a roll.
Running from.
The Terra fight body press was roll to kill King Gambit at that point.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean by you might need to flinch, but yeah.
Alright. So now we have Poppy versus Zank for the right to challenge me in the semifinals.
Yeah. A couple of really scary teams here.
Nando I versus Porygon Z. Earth Power. I'm assuming that was Scarf versus Scarf.
It seems like it. Seems like the PZ on Poppy side also had a fair bit of bulk to live out of power. Possibly.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. Usually I expect Tinkaton to maybe go for Encore, but it went for Digiton because it has this Endure set
With Endeavor.
Poppy does get to kind of keep this +2 speed Tusk, which threatens a lot. Full snap and Meow with Sucker, but now you know Sucker's there. A bit of pivoting here, Oatmon comes in, just does a billion damage.
Yeah, even with
And-
the Rindo Berry, it's still cleaving through.
And takes so little. Odapon's great.
Alright, now the Scarf Landawai is back in. Goes for Earth Power. Weavile's
Something
in.
I
So I guess it might not
earlier
have
in
been
the season.
Scarfed, or it could have been a Scarfed Weavile as well.
I think it was. I think it was just Life Orb, and Poppy was.
Oh yeah, it was
a
Sash
bulky enough
Weavile. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Takes
Oh, yeah,
very
yeah.
little. I really like this sort of defensive Thorn set here, because its coverage just does a lot, because it's able to hit so much super effectively.
Yeah, I feel like DD defensive Iron Thorns really could have put in work.
Axel.
Now he is not Protean, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's a decision for sure. Possibly, I mean, we didn't really see the set fully, but possibly.
Now the
with the
Latias is
set.
gone for agility. Aurasphere takes down.
Aerosphere.
This is
Latias
the
just
stored power set that Zank likes to run. Dodges a Hurricane.
Game Mon. We'll
Yeah.
see that Hurricane dodge is a little less useful. Does
Yeah.
23 there. Means it would have done about 35 before. You see, it would have been
Yeah.
just out of range of dying here.
Yeah.
And
It would have been a lot
Fucking
closer, especially because he could have gotten a confusion. But yeah, very, very close game. Excited to play Zank again.
Yeah.
Alright, and also I just wanted to give a bit of a fun history thing here. With the 4 semifinalists being me versus Zank, Tago versus Rilix, of the 4 possible finals matchups, 3 of them will be rematches. Zank and Tago played in ISL Season 3 finals, that was won by Zank. Me and Tago played in Season 8 finals, that was won by Tago. And me and Rilix played in Season 11 finals, that was won by me.
so, I mean, it sounds
Yeah.
like it's time for Rilix to get one, right?
And it's a little interesting because we've actually only ever in the top division had one finals rematch before, where Clay and I played in Seasons 5 and 7.
Yeah.
Alright,
Alright, well.
as my computer is fighting for its life here.
It really is struggling. There we are. First Platinum Replay paycheck. And Suboku.
This is not the first
Fiddle.
Platinum replay. The other one got taken out by the,
Taken out back. No. Okay, if you go to your top right, the little three lines.
yeah.
You go to your history. And then just scroll over your history, it'll have the replay there, the one you just closed.
It does not have that. Oh wait,
What?
yep, there we go. Okay. We're good, we're good.
We're also...
Yo, the Rain team.
My
Frog
computer is
Duck
really
versus-
fighting for its life here.
Frog Duck versus God Kip, aka Pokey Guy.
Alright.
Bit of a Rain comp against one of Rain's, I think, hardest matchups. Slowking Galar, Volcanion, Thundy Eye, a lot of things, but I think Rain might struggle with. Let's see how it goes.
Alright, I have closed as many tabs as I can to get us.
Excellent.
It's every time the music loops it happens.
Okay, play sound off. Let's get this going. So
Yeah,
Rain,
let's go.
Rain
Okay.
might struggle a lot here, but the big thing for Rain this generation, Arcaludon beats all 3 of the mons I listed previously.
Alright, and
the
right
Sunny
away,
Day.
Frog Ducks sets the tone with Prankster Sunny Day. That was something I
Yes.
brought against the Sun team or the Rain team in Azure this season on my
Yeah.
Whimsicott. Him on
Oh,
top
but-
fires off a
axle.
triple axle.
There's a decent
Doing
chunk in
nothing.
fairness. Pelpa has a lot of defense. But here we are, the Electro Shot just gets to do a ton of damage.
Mud
Shot,
Shot.
Mud shot.
Which
No,
lowers
very
its
little
speed.
so the speed drop is cool.
Steel
Steel
Beam on the
Steel
Rhyperior
Beam.
switch.
I-
So I'm guessing the
love
Mud
this
Shot
hit.
was to set up for Rhyperior to come in and kill.
Yeah.
Not sure, I'm sure it was to do something like that. I do like the Steel Beam a lot, because I imagine Godkip calced it out. +1 must have killed the Slowking at that point.
Mhm.
And it's the only move that would have been able to do it. Fire off another Electro Shot here.
He fires
Go
off a
neutral.
Draco.
Draco to get some chip.
Part of me thinks he should have steel beamed there. I think you just want to get the momentum. Because Arcalon's great, of course. I mean, you just sort of kind of 1v1 half of Frogduck's team. But it's kind of useless now. You know, it doesn't last forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's just a little low.
Trades
Doesn't really
the
get
backs
done.
for damage on the Pelipper.
Here's a sack. You have to know it's
Oh, here comes the
White
fish.
Ball now.
Dang, hip on top tanks. Okay.
Yeah, Intimidate.
Max defense, Rocky Helmet, Intimidate.
Still does decent damage with a triple axle though.
Oh yeah.
If it was Technician, that just killed.
I mean, with the Rocky Helmet, it almost just killed anyway.
Yeah, indeed. Tony comes in.
Flip turn chip.
You have
into
a
the
rain up.
Pelipper.
We're trying to end this game as fast as possible, but we're in this weird sort of awkward situation now.
Now here, it was tough that the Don fan didn't have rocks. I think if the Don fan had rocks, or Ice Shard, he had a pretty good chance of winning here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't have either. Barrascuda reveals to not be banded, so that would be why the Hitmontop took so little. The bird comes in, gets a kill. And now here, if the Don fan had Ice Shard, this would be ball game, but it does not.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
Oh.
Gets a para here, potentially, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cuss
Yeah,
that.
he wanted to 1v1 it to try and get off with the cuss step. I think he might have needed to volt switch, and then if he volted, then it would be a 50-50 whether the Don fan earthquakes into the Slowking or the Thunderous, sending out a different attack, because Kilowattrel killed Thundy at that point.
Yeah, really tough end game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shame it did not have either of the moves that really would have just let it win quite much on the spot. You know,
Yeah.
the Life Orb Thundy and the Volcanion coming on the rocks.
Yeah. Very close game. Next up, we have Dusty versus Gray. This was, I believe, the first playoff match of the week. Let's go. Greninja versus
Pop
Oracle.
Smoke.
Hydro Pump, 95%. Solar Beam, 100%.
Dang.
We missed a platinum game.
Oh,
We'll
did?
do it after this one.
Yeah.
Oh, the rain dance. A lot of weather wars going on in these playoff games.
Yeah, indeed. Sun has its kind of big resurgence of all of the Photosynthesis mons. Rain has Archaludon, which is just... he's him, really.
Scyther
Rain's
reveals the
always been
defog, which is good, because that Sticky Web would have probably been disastrous otherwise. Unfortunately, the Crown is slower than Gardevoir, and the special attack drop prevents Tachyon Cutter from killing.
Presumably a super bulky sort of agility calm mindset. Of
Now
some
here,
variety.
I don't mind the stay in here. I don't mind calling the bluff, because if it's Scarf Garchomp, this is probably over anyway. Good Toxic here.
You kind of see the rest of the team. You see Gliscor. There's only one thing that really does any damage to it.
Yeah.
And then it got off
And there it
the
goes.
bench.
And there it goes.
Yeah. This Araquanid is prepared to kind of clutch this one out.
Kill.
He can just switch out or just sack this because the Garchomp now wins.
Yeah, the Araquanids have really been putting in work this season.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Terra Arachnid, super strong.
Alright, great game, guys. I believe Gray will go on to play Blazing Monferno next round. And Frogduck will go on to play, I believe, Glob of Doom. Alright. So now, we're back to the game that I definitely didn't forget. I accidentally closed the tab. We have Paycheck versus BT Bronzong, which is Subuko? I don't know how to pronounce it. Suboku.
And another Araquanid, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Couple of recurring faces for Garchomp as well.
Let's start it off. Honchkrow versus Tauros. Terra Bravebird down!
Oh.
As the Honchkrow
Does
reveals
not
Scarf.
care about the Intimidate.
Yeah.
Ruination on the Chestnut as he knocks off the Araquanid's leftovers and sets up a Leech Seed. The Araquanid gets the webs, though.
Unfortunately, it is against arguably the best non-Donphan form Rapid Spinner in Terrapagos here.
But he does have the spin block.
But he has the immunity.
Oh, he tries to catch a switch.
Yep.
I respect the Poltergeist. Power Whip does a good chunk.
Terrapagos also tries to catch the switch.
Yeah. They may look like silly plays, but you have to respect
Yeah.
the 50-50 sometimes.
And as it reveals,
Resto
Resto
Chesto
to get the shield back.
Yeah, reset its Terror Shell.
Mm-hmm.
Setting those spikes.
Infestation does almost as much to Araquanid as it does to Chestnut, thanks to the Rocky Helmet. And Araquanid freezes the Chestnut.
Rough, considering Leech would have healed up quite a bit there, but...
Ice Beam, I think, was the play, because Ice Beam would have not taken Rocky Helmet chip. As the Araquanid gets another freeze, the Araquanid has frozen a third of the team here. This is really tough to come back from.
Good double. Good double.
He sacks the Araquanid, which prevents the Honchkrow from getting a Moxie boost. As the Honchkrow goes for a U-turn, just sacks the Garchomp.
Yeah.
Now here, Bramblegast has just enough health left to get off the spin. If the Rough Skin had killed Bramblegast, the spike would have stayed up.
Yeah.
So the leftovers came in clutch there.
Yeah, hard 50-50 to make between Goldango and staying with Chomp there.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Boom! Terrapagos is fully healthy.
And he gets the Rapid Spin, so those webs are gone. Suboku
Terra
goes
Shell
for Dire
means
Claw, breaking the Terra Shell. He gets the sleep!
Oh, no.
Paycheck is really going through it this game.
Gets
He's got
freedom throat chop
Scarf Goldango. Looks like based on that damage. Second Make It Rain, just enough to kill the Tinglu.
Yeah.
Cresselia reveals Calm Mind.
Get
Tricks,
back in,
and he
trick
Calm
stop.
Minds on the trick. He needed to just attack there, I think. Moonblast doesn't get the special attack drop.
Make it rain.
Probably would not have saved you anyway, unfortunately.
Explodes Goldango.
Yeah.
Sorry, explodes the Sneasler.
Yeah.
And Trick, Scarf, Recover. I like it a lot, actually.
Yep.
It's exactly for these situations.
And Goldango
Newer
brings
Cresselia.
it back, and in spite of losing half of his team to crippling statuses, Paycheck was able to win that. So good on you. He goes on to play Turquoise Yoshi, I believe.
Yeah, the #1 seed. Is it dying?
It's looping. It's every time it loops, the computer takes critical damage. All right. Next up, we have Clow versus Sherry Davis.
Oh, this is one of the ones I watched.
You know, Garchomp, Goldango, you know, sticky webs.
Yeah, a lot of hazards here versus the little Toad Scroll that could.
Listen,
again.
Toad's Cruel's the goat.
All right, we got
There's also
Sylvestron
four
versus Vikavolt. Another freeze immediately.
Sometimes people just lock in for playoffs.
Yeah. This
And sometimes
Surging Strikes is doing very little to this Glamora.
Yeah, that's a
I
really
would have expected that
Glamora.
to kill. And the Trailblaze doesn't kill either, but with the Earth Power, the
yeah,
Urshifu looks in pretty good shape here.
Would love to see
Gets the Surging.
But, I mean, Surging just, as you said, does
Yeah.
very little here.
Yeah.
If it got an SD turn versus Glamora,
Yeah.
I could have seen it, but
Yeah, if he SD'd and
Goes
then Trailblazed. Now he goes to Muck to invalidate the T-Spikes.
Yep.
Knocks into
It's
the
a huge
Kamala.
knock.
U-turn back into Goldango on the Drain Punch. Make It Rain does not
very
that much
little.
to Muck.
That is a Muckalola. That is
Muck knocks.
probably the most notorious AV mon in the game.
Yep.
At least it was
Knocks
for,
again.
some of us older folks.
goes into Corviknight scouting for the Kamala Earthquake. U-turn into Toadscruel here. Now it looks like Toadscruel might eventually be able to get off the off these stealth rocks, but this is a Terra Ghost Primeape, so he goes for the safe Spore. Although actually, I don't know how safe that Spore was, because I believe Primeape's hidden ability is Vital Spirit.
It is indeed.
Yep,
but
it is.
when you're against a Corviknight, you really want Defiance. I think that was a good...
Yeah.
Actually, no. Vital Spirit doesn't matter.
Oh,
You ever heard of
you're right. You're right,
Knight, buddy.
You're right. You got me.
Despite almost exclusively being bad, there is one upside.
Yeah. You're right. He also could have spored Goldango.
You know what's funny? I think he can... I'm not sure how it works. I don't know if you can spore Kamala or not.
I think Kamala's thing is it's always asleep.
I think Kamala's a little different.
Yeah. Primeape is Terra Water.
Yeah, getting a lot of attacks in on this Primeape, though. The Rage Fist.
It's not stab or no Rage Fist, though. And the Toadscruel reveals Giga Drain.
It's up to, like, what, 150?
Well, I guess not that slow a Toadscruel, but... As they're exchanging health here.
100,
yeah.
But Primeape probably has a bit.
Toadscruel hangs on to get off another Spore.
Really good.
This Toadscruel is popping off here.
I like Giga Drain first, because now... He's just
getting the health back, because now he lives another Earthquake.
Yep.
Now this is Dice Scale Shot.
Scale Shot. But we do
now,
have,
Sherry is prepared this time for the Garchomp with his Scarf Pawmot.
Yep.
And it looks like if Vikavolt stays frozen, yep, the Pawmot is going to clean. Even if the Vikavolt had woken up, I think Minior had it.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
A shame on the freeze, but I think actually did not matter a huge amount.
It still got damage off with the Rocky Helmet as well. It just couldn't get off webs. Alright, next we have Pollux versus Emmy. The other Pearl game. I intentionally saved the other Diamond game for last, because that was the last game played, and it was rather exciting.
Ooh,
his Diamond games. He's the Diamond guy.
Yes. Alright, Lando T versus Blastoise, expending the White Herb right away. As the Ice Beam does very little to this Goodra. Might be an Assault Vest.
Crit.
A bit.
Flamethrower into the Screamtail. Screamtail gets the Wish off. Psychic Fangs onto the Glow King. That does not do very much.
Yeah.
As it reveals it is Trick Room. Encored into Shadow Ball, so that's a free Terapagos.
Which is a very good Terapagos, despite also being one of the best spinners in the format, is one of the most terrifying setup mons, even with using spin actually as a way to boost its speed.
Yeah. The Drain Punch does nothing because of Terra Shell, which is a little different from Multiscale in that you just resist whatever hit it is, so the hit always does half damage, even if it's super effective.
Yeah, it means it does a quarter of what it's intentionally going to do. It goes from 44% to 11, which is a pretty big change, you know?
And also, multi-hit moves can't cheese Terra Shell like it can Multiscale.
Yeah, a lot of benefits.
Yeah. It's a very, very good ability. Alright, Raw Electroshot.
Raw Electroshot.
Very powerful move. But now the Arch is faster under the Trick Room, but she chooses to go into Earthworm.
It's a hard call to make. Given Pollux here brings the Trick Room, I'm sure the Arc probably had speed for something. Maybe like the Hoodra. You just can't be sure if Lando's actually gonna be...
Yeah, that makes sense.
That speed.
Alright. But now the Arch is back in, got the Wish Pass, so it's back up to 100, goes for the Body Press again. +1 still only does 6 to Glow King, but that Crit Draco does a lot more.
Draco does a huge amount, yeah.
Chilly Reception, another Draco, don't want to Electroshot and risk getting effectively trapped by the Lando there, good play.
Yeah.
And now you can probably just safely Encore this, yep. The Glastrier comes in, but that's not much of an issue. Heavy Slam does a bunch, though. But you get some T-Wave off on it. Goes for a wish.
Wish off.
Yeah, just on the off chance you don't get full parried, that's fine.
Here's the
Get
worm.
the full parry with the wish pass into the worm.
Now that is a bit rough. We
Yeah.
don't know how much CC actually does. I imagine CC probably doesn't do so much.
Oh, it definitely would have killed.
Oh, it
Killed
would've
with
killed.
full
Sure.
para.
Would kill for sure.
Now, yeah. I honestly think the Orthworm probably should have subbed again, though, there, because the Iron Tail didn't kill to force it to get another defense drop and maybe cheese a full para, but, you know, heat of the moment. Arch comes
hard
in
to
for
say.
another kill.
Yeah.
Doubled, but Emmy decides just to sack the Arch here. And this body press is just going to delete this Jolteon.
Just.
Earth Power, Arch hangs on to that and gets off a Draco Meteor. Now you need to be careful about the Lando setting up here, I think. But now Terapagos is in. Ice Beam.
Oh, protect.
Lives the Focus Blast.
team
Terra
that's going to
Starstorm
go
trying to
through.
mid-ground between the Glow King and the Lando T. It kills anyway, so it works out rather well. Terapagos down. Comes down to Shelly versus Matt Rife.
Oh, and Shelly just
Shelly
tanks.
does it.
Shelly's gonna win that one.
And a wholesome post game. I've been loving post games.
Yep.
This season. Everyone's just so nice.
It's really great.
Yeah, that's
Why do you
really
think
nice.
I've been advertising DTTs?
DTT, another very nice place.
Yes. Alright, last
Oh,
up, we have the
no.
last game of the week, the JCK versus Tail Radish. Now, for those that didn't watch live, Tail Radish's team got switched up in the builder and we had to restart twice. So this is attempt 3.
There is a knackle stack. I'm here for it.
Oh, there is a knackle stack. I believe I was the one who told JCK to take that as well, so I'm glad it could get a moment here. Alright, turn 1, Jolteon, Terra Blast on Amoonguss. Amoonguss calls the Terra, goes for Stun Spore, but misses! And Tail Radish says he probably deserves that for making us restart twice. As you can see me saying, what in the name of Groundhog Day is this?
But you did spell day wrong.
I
so
was playing
you have no
TF2.
ground. Wow.
Spore on the Purifying Salt. That Giga is doing a bunch, but Salt Cure is great for forcing out some of these regen mons, forcing some chip on them.
Yeah.
Stays in and on the...
Does expect potentially a switch there. I respect the Spore. It is rough,
Yeah.
though. I mean, you're kind of sat here taking Salt Cure.
But it's a Amoonguss Salt Cure in the grand scheme of things.
U-turn here, quite risky in the face of Flame Body, unless your pad sizzle.
Or unless you have something that you know it's going to be flash
Dang
fire
it,
for, though I
tanks
don't
the
know if
EQ.
anything on JCK's team qualifies. As he reveals, Latios is faster than the Haxorus, so that's either one of them might be scarfed, both might be scarfed. But
Good knock there, did a lot of damage on Amoonguss, and just...
Knackle Stack denies that Salt again. Because it's a Knackle Stack, not a Garganackle, Tail Radish does not have a Covert Cloak mon here. But he is forced...
Yeah.
JCK is forced to sack Swampert to this Great Tusk. But now that's getting chipped down. That's in Jolteon range for sure now. Ice Beam onto the Knackle Stack.
Knackle stack to go.
Hold it down.
That actually did a ton. That must be a Fizz Def Knackle Stack.
Yeah, I think it's probably trying to cover that Mimic here.
Oh, and the Amoonguss
Salt
goes
Cure
down.
takes out Amoonguss. Tail Glow. U-turn into Jolteon. Jolteon goes for Volt Switch. Manaphy barely holds on. T-Bolt would have killed there.
That's Knackle Stack.
No,
here.
the knackle stack.
You start looking now at Tailback.
Great Terra Blast read on the Tusk.
It's a close game,
Yep.
but
Now,
Scissor's taking quite
Scissor's
bit
got a
of chip now.
free U-turn here on the
Lando's
Manaphy.
pretty low. Jolteon is Jolteon.
But now, Latios gets the Draco Meteor off on Lando I, and that is going to prove pivotal, because that was the only mon that Mimic You at +2 could not OHKO, I think.
Yeah, it does
so now
actually get
Mimic
most of the way.
Gets off the
Terra-
SD.
Oh,
Terra Ghost, Life
Shadow
Orb. Outspeeds
Huge amount.
Scissor's Bullet Punch. and it's gonna one-shot Jolteon. That was hype when I saw that.
Wow.
It's a good Terra Captain. I've been happy
Yeah.
seeing it all season.
Yeah, that was
Terra
actually the
makes
Terra
sense.
kill leader in Diamond that Mimikyu. But yeah,
Yeah.
exciting, really exciting week of games, guys. Again, check out DTT. I'm gonna link it in the description. And have a good one. I'm excited to show you guys week 2 of the playoffs.
Good
I
luck,
might-
everyone.
I might have some additional games too. We will see.
Ooh.
All right.